Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. This is Ray Salsa podcast. I am Ray, or Ray, and this is my lovely. Oh, I'm so excited to say this. I'm so excited to introduce you like this. I'm about to make a very, very public and joyful introduction of my wife, Annabel Valencia.
Yay.
She's also founder of Valencia Photography. Uh, and we are, yeah, that's a big update. Is we got married on 24 June,
hmm
almost a month. Was it past a month? Oh, it's been over a month.
I think we're at 4 weeks and a day or something like that.
We didn't. I didn't wish you happy anniversary.
Happy
Happy
anniversary.
anniversary, baby. Love you. Mwah. Okay, so all the mushy stuff out of the way. Yeah, we got married there in our dance studio here in Oklahoma City. Had a surprising amount of guests show up because we made a open invitation to the dance community. We had a number of family coming from out of town. Uh, but yeah, we had how many? Almost 70, over 70 people arrive at our wedding. It was standing room only.
Yeah.
And my sister, the Reverend Christina Perkins, was the officiate of our ceremony. And we tried to make it very simple. We expect a very simple, small ceremony. Kind of got out of hand a little bit.
Well, it was still just a ceremony.
Just a ceremony, but it was followed by one of our dance socials, which we have twice a month at International Dance Studio, where people came and from all town just congratulated us, enjoyed the dance. We did our first dance there. It was kind of impromptu.
hmm
We were talking about doing a tango because we've both been students of Argentine tango, and now all of a sudden, the first song they played was a bachata that I'd never heard before. Had you heard that song before?
No, I hadn't heard that one before.
So shout out to oh goodness, who was the DJ? It was I've only known him about 5 years. We're good buddies. I just his name. Goodness gracious.
I don't remember.
We even interviewed him on the podcast once. Dulce and I did, talking about male dancers.
Jesus.
Jesus, love you, Jesus. I'm so sorry. I just went out of my head today. Yeah, we had DJ Jesus uh, spinning the songs for us, and he picked up a really really awesome song that was very easy to follow, very appropriate, and he did a great job DJing for that party. So thank you so much, brother. Uh, that was a very nice wedding gift you gave us there. So yeah, we had DJ Jesus, and yeah, in fact, we had a lot of people. Maritza came out
Yeah, from Latin
from
Fusion
Latin
and some
Fusion.
of her crew. And uh,
We had people come from Atalante's dance studio to our dance event, and we had people who support. Just a lot of other dance studios came and supported us.
and we
Uh,
had a community from Lawton come up
yeah, we had
with
a lot.
Shelby, who's
Shelby
teaching
there.
down there in
That's
Lawton.
right. We also had Anissa come in from Lawton and
Yeah.
a number of other dancers. So it was just a huge consolidation of our dance family showing us love, and it was very heartwarming to have, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah, and after our ceremony, we taught the intro class before
We
the
did,
social,
and that was special.
as we usually do.
And that was special because a lot of my family from out of town who only knew Ray as the non-rhythmic, non-dancing, awkward person, and they finally saw me in my element, my new element. It was new to them anyway, as a dance instructor, and they laughed at my jokes, which I told them they had to. That was
Mandatory.
mandatory. It was an obligation. Um, and yeah, that was interesting that my family, who's known me since I was young, and some of my army family came out. People from my, and they're
Yeah.
they're just like they're thick as blood too. Jeremy and Roger, who knew me well before I ever thought about stepping foot on a dance floor. And your mom came out,
hmm
And that was nice to have her there. So we had a wonderful time. It was a stressful weekend.
Yeah.
I
We
had
had all our kids there.
all of our
All of
kids.
them made it. We weren't sure about Rena uh,
Right.
in
My
Colorado.
son-in-law couldn't make it. We did miss him. But he's a military police officer, and he had to work keeping our soldiers safe that weekend. So thank you for your service. But yeah, it was a good time. All of our kids were in the same place. That doesn't happen very often. We have a total of 7 kids combined. I produced 4, and she produced 3, and no more. Don't even ask. Don't send recommendations. No mas, no more children for us. We're ready to enjoy grandchildren in retirement. And so that's a big thing. I just, was really wonderful having all of our dance family there to share this with us. And well, what some of you don't know is Annabel initially trained with Latin Fusion uh, under Maritza Rodriguez for the first 2 years of her dance journey. And Maritza being a wonderful friend of mine, one thing in the dance community, we believe that competing is not necessarily is not healthy for community. Competing for students and for time and events, and so we support each other. But I have to say, the only way anybody could ever steal a student successfully from Maritza is if they're willing to marry them,
Is that so?
and that's not even 100%.
Okay.
No, I'm not trying to steal anybody, but I did grab her up, grab up Annabelle, and uh, I married her. So that's what it takes. So if you're willing to pay that price, good luck. Good luck.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, let's switch subjects.
Switch subjects.
I want to talk about our recent trip that we took together to Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I think the audience would love to hear about what it was like because you were there to teach salsa at a children's home. So
Yes.
tell them a little bit about the place that we went to.
Well, we went to what's it called? Crossroads.
Yes, Crossroad Family Services, something
Yeah,
like
Children's
that.
Center. Yes.
Yeah.
My sister happens to be a chaplain there, and
This is the same sister that married us
yes,
for our wedding ceremony.
that married us. And so she asked us if we could come down and donate our time, or come up rather, donate our time so that we can teach these children dance during an arts camp she had. Now, of course, you gave a photography workshop.
Yeah.
But the dance thing is this discussion. And so this is our second time doing it. We did it last year, had a wonderful time, took some lessons we learned from last year, applied it this year. Because let me tell you about these children. Some of these children, well, they're not with their families for a reason. And the reasons vary from one extreme to the next. They were born into a very bad situation that they were removed from their home. It could be something as serious as both parents are in prison, or they were abandoned as children. These were all 11 to 17-year-olds. And they were either waiting to go to foster homes, or they're waiting to age out of the foster care system.
Right.
And one of the lessons we learned from the year before is couples dancing might not be the best event for some of these wonderful dancers, young dancers, because we don't know, but they may have some kind of wound, emotional, psychological wound that prevents them from enjoying touch.
Yeah.
So this year we decided to do a shines routine, and it went exceptionally well. We did nothing complex. I think we did the basics: salsa step on 1, men's timing with a side to side basic, a Susie Q, and I taught a left turn and right turn. And for 4 hours of training, really, we were working on those and getting that timing together. And then we just practiced that. I taught twice a day 2 hours a day, and ensured that
Monday to
Monday
Friday
to
for a
Friday.
week.
Yep. And then they did a final performance on Friday. I didn't have them do any memorization, so I just stood up in line and gave them signals that they learned and followed to the music with one pose. Did a pose during the break in the music, and they had so much fun. I was told by the staff there that they were all looking forward to salsa class. They were excited for it. It's a chance for them to get moving around, have fun. But we heard just some heart wrenching discussions with some of these children that just want to be loved.
Yeah, and there was a lot of I would say challenges that teaching them salsa. One of them you mentioned was the because all of them, I think all of them have suffered some type of trauma or abuse situation, and these children, for our listeners, they live at this facility, they sleep there, they eat there, they
That's right.
school there, and
They
so
get their medical attention there.
yes,
They go to church there.
and so it's more or less like a children's home. So this summer, having them do shines instead of partner work worked really well. That was your idea, and I think that was a really great idea.
And it also worked because sometimes you'd have five students, three girls and two boys, and you'd have a mismatch. Of course, we didn't make anybody follow any particular gender roles. They followed whatever uh, side of the dance they chose to. But in this case, it wasn't a matter of gender roles.
Right. So that was not an issue.
No, we took that out,
Yeah.
and we didn't have to worry about, are we, do we have enough leads or enough follows with the shine routine? Everybody did the same thing, and I gave them options, like you did a lady styling samples that they could follow. I did some man styling, lead styling, and people chose to do what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no pressure or concern in that area. So we were definitely sensitive and try to be sensitive to their needs, to one, express themselves, to enjoy the movement, enjoy dance, enjoy the music, and enjoy having something different to do.
Yeah. And you mentioned the challenge that day to day, Monday to Friday, you had two classes in the afternoon, two separate classes. Well, we don't even count Friday because that was the two classes came together to
Yes.
show what they had learned. So it was really just 4 days.
Well, we did do a practice, but just very short practice.
True.
Because by that time, if they didn't have it, they weren't
Yeah.
going to get it. And we weren't looking for perfection. We were looking for progress. So I made sure they knew not to worry about perfection on this. But yeah, go ahead.
Yes, yes. So there were challenges having varying students day to day, and that was due to many issues. They would have doctor's appointments they needed to go to, court appointments they had to go
Yeah,
to.
family meetings, counselor
Mhm.
meetings.
Then there would be incidents where some of them would be on lockdown for fighting, self-harm, different issues that would come up. And so um, uh, doing the shines, I think, really just helped alleviate a lot of the problems that we had trying to do partner work with them as we did the first summer. But it worked out really well.
And hats off to the staff. Some of the staff even participated.
Yeah.
And the kids really, when they have these counselors that walk with them, because these children are always supervised. And so when the staff members were there, those who participated, the children just got excited for that. We even had one who was taking salsa classes at one of the local studios he was a beginner dancer.
That's
and
right.
he participated with us and even said he learned some things in my class that he was going to apply to his. And so it was really good that I was teaching kids, but even adults benefited. That was really a good thing for me.
Hey, it's Annabel Valencia, wife of Ray Salsa. I wanted to let you know that we are always looking for apprentices. And you don't even have to have any salsa experience to join our apprentice team. That's right, we're looking for non-dancers who have a love for teaching and are good with people. So if that is you, message us. give us a call. Let us know that you're interested. Our apprentices get amazing perks, weekly training, and access to online video instruction. It's a great way to learn salsa. You're going to love it. Let us know if you're interested, and we'd love to talk to you.
And of course, while there, we visited Unified Ballroom Dance Studio. And our friend
Marife?
Marife was
Or they
there.
call her Faye.
Faye, yeah. And we had a chance to go dance there. And she gave a really, really good bachata class. And
You were the teacher's pet that night.
Well, I've been accused of being a teacher's pet in the past.
He got to help demo and you were in the video.
Well,
I know I have to share you sometimes.
Yeah. The video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't share me, but share the video.
Mm-hmm. I let people dance with you sometimes.
Yes, you do. But then we stuck around for the social afterwards and just had a great time. Of course, it's like my third or fourth time visiting Unified Ballroom and Faye over there. So shout out to you, Faye. Just doing a great job out there.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun.
Did we tell them where we were? We were in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yes, you mentioned Fort Wayne, Indiana. Yeah. Yes. It was a long trip. We left on the way there was exhausting. We tried to leave early, like 4 a.m, with both of us having less than an hour of sleep, and still didn't get to Fort Wayne. We drove the whole way.
Well, the plan was we were going to leave on a Saturday, arrive on Sunday, but that didn't work out because you had an obligation on Saturday.
I double booked
into Sunday morning at International Dance Studio. So we left early Sunday morning and had to make the whole drive in one day, and it was grueling. We did it. So,
but yeah, I double booked. Hey,
it happens.
It happens. I have ADHD. That's why I have a calendar, and when I use my calendar, it works.
Yeah,
it's only as good as the person using it.
Yeah, and I think you could have backed out and said that you couldn't do it, but you wanted to fulfill your obligation that you said you were gonna do. So
I was given that option, but again, I wanted to, like you said, I was my obligation. I said I would do it, and I try to keep my word.
Well, a couple of things that are kind of special about the week is that that we got to stay on campus, right there with the kids at Crossroad. They have a couple of guest houses, 2 or 3 maybe, and
I don't know. Yeah, but
we stayed at one of them, so we were there. We could just in the morning wake up, and I could walk to my photography classroom where I taught photography for that week, and then. We could just walk to salsa at the gym, and we were there, which gave us a lot of, I think, more exposure with the kids because they would come out to the park and play right behind where we were staying. And so that was nice.
Yes.
And I enjoyed that. We did that last summer as well. And some of the kids are really curious about us asking questions. They want to know
how long you've been
all
married.
Kinds of things. Yeah. And then this time, my son came along.
That's right. And that was a blessing. That was really nice. He had a lot of fun.
Okay, I have to say I wasn't thrilled about having Titus tag along.
This last year was sort of a mini vacation where we got to spend time together, a lot of one-on-one time.
Yeah.
And this year, but Titus was
it was good.
It was good with Titus. Of course, he's a great kid anyway. Don't tell him I said that. That's between you and me, okay? I keep telling him when we're sending him to boarding school.
In Siberia.
Yeah,
or Mongolia.
Either one. But I guess that's my big threat to him. I'm going to send him to boarding school. But it was a really good time. He had a great time participating in both photography.
He didn't want to leave.
Yeah, he didn't want to leave.
No, he liked it. He said that the guest house we were staying at felt like a cabin. He liked being around other kids because he's been home educated all his life. So he loves the opportunity to be around other new faces that are around his age. He loved that.
Somebody had a little crush on him too.
Yes, there was a girl that had a crush on him at the camp, but it wasn't reciprocated. She was a bit older. What else? Yeah, and Titus and I got a chance to go to the pool a couple of times. That was a public pool off campus.
And we got a good amount of time one on one with my sister
Yeah, and that was
without
really special.
without a bunch of interruptions or having to run off to work. We had dinner with her every night, uh, and sometimes we even had lunch with her. Did we? No,
Yes.
we had lunch with her once, but she was very
Mm,
busy as a chaplain. In a place like that, you can imagine that the emotional and spiritual needs for that community and that those students were. She's in high demand, and her work is cut out for her. That's So yeah, she wasn't always available to have lunch with us, but we had dinner every night with her.
yeah, and last summer when we were there, we didn't get quite as much time with her. So this time we got, I think, a lot more time because
Yeah,
it just so happened that her husband and their two kids were at a different camp. So they were out of town. So it was just her. So we kind of got her all to ourselves when she wasn't busy with camp.
right. And she's got family obligations after work, so getting kids to and from places and trying to spend time with her husband and all that. Which, of course, Matthew, I've known him for over 20 years. He's like a brother to me. Uh, love him. So
Yeah.
yeah, the time with her was wonderful. Um, and so we really had just the overall time. I want to encourage more instructors to take a little bit of time to go and do some kind of nonprofit outreach for a nonprofit like that. It was very rewarding. Really, no stress because you're not worried about, oh, am I going to make money on this? Are we going to, do I have to do a contract? You're not going to make money. You can go and, of course, give them what am I thinking of? An invoice and then for free and use it as a tax deduction if you like, as a tax
Hmm.
write off. And your travel and stuff like that will be a tax write off. But more importantly than all that is a chance to get out there and do some good and expose our art to children who haven't had the opportunity to do anything.
Yeah. Well, as we finish up, I was wondering what was surprising to you about the whole experience, or what was like your favorite part. But I was thinking about what was surprising to me was that, and was it surprising to you? We used the same song nonstop Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You want to tell them what song it is? It's
Smooth
Smooth by
by Rob
Santana.
Thomas and
Oh, yeah,
Santana.
yeah.
Yes.
And we
Which,
heard that song so
okay.
many
And
times.
and to the purists out there, I know it's a cha-cha song.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I know
So,
it's cha-cha-cha. I also know that these children would enjoy the song and that we could dance salsa to it,
mm-hmm.
and it's got some nice breaks. So before I get a lot of hate mail saying how dare you dance salsa to a cha-cha song, I even use that song for my beginner dance salsa
Yeah,
students as well.
yes. But it was surprising to me that they never got sick of the song. They
They never
never
did.
complained or said, "Can you play another song?" As what would That's what would happen, I feel like, at our weekly group lessons with adults.
Can we
I've
please hear another song?
and I've even I've heard a student complain that we were playing cha-cha and we weren't playing salsa. But these kids, they've never complained about hearing the same song over and over and over every day. I mean, you do a 1 hour class with short breaks, and it was the same song. So they might have heard that song 5 or 6 times per class every day,
Right.
and they never complained. That was surprising to me. And then the other thing that was surprising to me was that that you taught them such simple footwork, just the basic step on salsa on one, side to side basic, and a Susie Q, a simple pose, and we did that day in and day out with them,
No
and
complaints.
they were always challenged, more or less happy. You didn't force anybody to
No.
participate. Sometimes the staff forced them to participate, but you didn't, and they were very content and mentally and physically challenged, um, with just those simple basic steps, and that really stood out to me. I thought it was really good.
Well, that definitely was that was a surprise. What surprised me the most is, well, previously I tried teaching middle school dance, and some of you might remember I did a podcast about that. And majority of the children who are forced to participate in my students who participated in my class didn't want to be there, didn't want to dance, didn't care. But here at Crossroads, the amount of children that did want to be there did participate. Now, it wasn't a huge, great, outstanding number, but those who could did, and those who wanted to were there, as long as they didn't have a conflict in their schedule, and just how they were willing to learn. And they did. You're right. They didn't complain about the same song. They continued to be challenged, because I continued. If they got it really quick, I gave them something deeper to go into. Some students got it better than others, or quicker than others, and some of the students helped the others. Like with, I think the most difficult one was the Suzy Q, and we had students helping other students, and they just seemed like they had a great time. And the staff told us, again, the staff said how much they looked forward to, well, I can't wait for salsa class. If they couldn't make it, they came back disappointed that they missed the salsa, that they missed one of the classes.
Yeah. So we have plans to do it again next summer.
If so long as we're invited, Christina,
Yes.
invite us.
And what are we going to do different next summer? I don't know. I know Titus already has made plans to return with us next summer. And
That's up for discussion.
He's trying to talk us into letting him take his little dog Cookie,
Yeah,
which
no,
Christina said no.
No. Well, I think one thing we did this year also is we brought the new microphones we had.
Yeah, those
those
nice.
were really nice, and they had a speaker that could support them, so that was good. And we didn't have to bring our speakers; just brought our own microphones. But next year, I don't know what we'll do different yet. This year was full of success. A new song, because
different song?
Yeah, well, no matter how much I love Rob Thomas's "Smooth," that's one of my favorite songs to dance to, whether I'm dancing cha-cha or salsa. Judge me later. I think we'll choose a different song, just add variety. But hopefully, none of the children that were there this year will be there next year. That's one of the strange things. We want these children to go to homes and be happy and flourish and grow and be healthy. And even though where they are now isn't ideal, it's not with a family. It's not with people who they grew up with, who they feel safe with. It is a social, it's a group home of a kind. And that's, even though it's not ideal, it's better than where they were. And hopefully where they go is better than where they are. So we hope that they can move on to families, to either their families with healing and support, or a foster family that can love them and support them, or an adoptive family. Some of them are waiting for adoption.
Yes. I saw 3 kids that were there the previous summer, and that was a little bit sad, and these kids don't get us wrong. They don't mope around sad for the most part. They're not complaining or sad in a sad state. Whatever they experience, they probably just think it's normal. And they're well taken care of at Crossroad. So it's a sort of like a refuge for them.
I think that's one reason why these children here were able to learn salsa. When I was teaching in public school, it was a very poor community. And I think here at the Crossroads, they had their basic needs met. And if you've studied anything with psychology, is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the first thing you have to get met is you have to have security of a home, food, shelter, love, and security, right? And I'm sure there's more to it. And these children had that at the time. Yeah. Where when I was teaching in public school, some of those children, they didn't have that. Some of those children were in bad situations. It was a very poor environment. They didn't have the emotional support and structure at home, so they could actually take time in, because learning is a luxury. if you're always on survival mode, you can't learn things like dance or even mathematics because you're too much in survival mode and living in
Yeah.
fear. These children weren't necessarily living in fear,
No.
but there's some good. Some of them were waiting for their homes. They said, "Yeah, I'm going to go to my home next week, or I'm going to go visit my parents. Hopefully, go back and soon." That was good news, and hopefully, we just hope for the best for these children.
Today's podcast episode is sponsored by Annabel Valencia Photography. It's me, Annabel Valencia. Did you know that I am a photographer? I've been photographing for over 20 years. I've recently moved from Lawton, Oklahoma to Oklahoma City, and I have a beautiful photography studio inside of International Dance Studio. So if you are looking for photos to reconnect you with your family and show all the love you feel for each other, give me a call. Or if you're a business owner and you are looking for photos to connect you with your audience on a deeper level, give me a call at 405-985-6805. That's Annabel Valencia Photography in Oklahoma City.
I didn't ask Titus if he was impacted any because he was, my son Titus, he was, there, and he went to every one of my photography classes that I taught
every
with me,
one of the dance classes,
and every one of your salsa classes. And he didn't participate 100%, but he was there.
Right? We didn't force him any more than we forced anybody else.
And I don't know if he was impacted in any way, but he's had a very privileged, comfortable, loving upbringing.
Yeah, one of the boys was like, "So, you spend a lot of time with your son?" She's like, "Yeah, we spend a lot of time together." And
Yes.
that boy turned over and Titus said, "That's good, because my mom's dead.
Yeah,
my dad's dead. I don't have any family." And he wasn't saying it in anger or like he was saying it in very encouraging, telling him to enjoy your family.
Mm-hmm.
And that hits me in the feelers. One that not everybody has, but our children have. So that was our experience.
Yeah, that was just last week.
Just last week. We just made it back and we hit the ground running. Came back Sunday night, and then Monday went right back into teaching. Tuesday, teaching, private lessons and group lessons. Wednesday was kind of a day off for me, but we still did some work and some business administrative stuff. But yeah, it's been a busy week. Busy last 3 weeks, but it's good. And of course, we got married.
Yeah.
It's been a very busy month. June and July have been really busy for us, but we're very excited. And although we don't have that, we wanted to share this with our audience here, and know that there is impact that dance can do to the community outside of just having fun.
Yes, and that reminds me that I'm due to interview you soon for a podcast interview.
Can you interview?
And I'm going to ask
I'm a host.
I'm going to ask you how salsa impacted your life. So that's going to be a good story.
You're putting me on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm. I'm putting Ray Salsa on the hot seat.
So if you have any questions you want her to ask me,
yes, let me know.
Email them to Ray Salsa at Ray. What's my email address? Ray at raysalsa.com. So I can filter them. And
you're gonna filter the questions. All right. It's not gonna. It should be Annabel Valencia interviews Ray Salsa, unfiltered. Yeah.
Lord, this got to say G-rated.
It's gonna be G-rated.
But no. So yeah, next one we have is going to be I won't say special guest, but it'll be me. And
should we do that one next? Because we still owe our audience a dating in the dance scene podcast, which we have not forgotten about. So
no, we haven't forgotten.
Record that one soon.
That's going to be a big one. So yeah, we're going to record that one and publish it. Dating and dancing. We took a big survey, and we got all sorts of interesting feedback on that highly emotional subject.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a right answer. but we will come up with multiple answers that we can that we
Mhm.
found.
Yeah, we'll share some of the survey results with you.
Yeah, and some of the quotes of people's comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of people's comments. Um, so yeah, we'll look forward to that. So we have a number of different topics coming up next. I still have to interview Hazel Lopez,
Mm-hmm.
uh, director of International Dance Studios, one of our instructor highlights. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
So we need to do that. So we're calling you out, Hazel. We need to get you on the calendar. So yeah, so we definitely enjoyed talking to you guys. We have more socials coming up and more events coming up very soon. And we hope to see everybody on the dance floor. And we hope that you benefit from our content. Um, we try
Of course
very
they
hard.
do.
Of course they do. I get positive feedback. Give us your feedback. Send us an email. Drop us a line. Get on Facebook, on Instagram. Uh, tell us what you think. Tell me if you think I need a haircut. If you like my new mustache and beard concept, I got rid of the handlebars. So yeah, tell us what you think. Give us some feedback so we can actually and subject ideas, discussion ideas.
Yeah.
Because that's how the dating and dancing
Topics.
came around. Is we had talked about doing something like that, and then somebody brought it up and confirmed that would be a great subject to discuss. Because it happens, and you can get some happy endings.
Yes.
We met on the dance floor and dancing. So yeah, there are good things, but yeah, give us your ideas on topics to discuss, whether it's extremely geeky, like how to follow the team bow, or if it's something simple like dancing with, a beginner dancer. We'd love to have a discussion about those subjects, and we'll try to find the right people to interview for it. Long, thoughtful pause.
Yes.
All right. So, in the meantime, we look forward to talking to you all and sharing with you again in the future. And we will say, see you on the dance floor.
Thank you for listening to this podcast episode of Ray Salsa. Whatever platform you're listening to or watching us, go ahead and leave a comment. We want to know what was your biggest takeaway. And also send us your questions, suggestions. Send us a message. We want to hear from you. You can also email at rayray@raysalsa.com. Let us know what you think.